Do I look creepy with the light on me like this?
These two wires right here came out.
That is so much better than I would have ever imagined a pumpkin cider to be. We grew up watching Hocus Pocus with the kids, and this is Allison's house. I've always wondered what the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery is, and we found out. Oh yeah, Jason's in trouble.
As usual.
What did you do? You gotta call me weird.
Oh, I was needing that. Time to light them up.
Well, bummer.
That's looking pretty good, y'all.
Jason's freaking out over here.
Oh no.
Big ass bridge.
I don't like tall bridges, by the way. I don't like them at all. I've had nightmares about tall bridges and going off of them since I was a little kid. I don't know why, but I did. Oh my God, this one's really tall.
It is really tall.
I'm not looking over the side. Stay focused.
Okay, honey, don't look over the
This
side.
is really tall. Okay, so we're in Rhode Island now. We're at the Melville RV Park, and I am going to take the scooter around and run her a little bit because she's been sitting on the back of Ellie for too long. Well, remember in Virginia Beach I showed you that it wouldn't start? I thought it was the battery. I took the battery out, charged it, put the battery back in, still wouldn't start. It wasn't the battery. Well, I called my buddy Tucker, who owns Voodoo Cycles in Lafayette, where I bought this from, and we figured out the problem. These two wires right here came out. Got two little metal pieces that stick out, and these plug into it. I could not, if you don't know, and Tucker told me too, he says, if you don't know where to look, you will never find it because they're really small. Okay, now, turn her on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah! Time to light them up.
Oh, don't do that.
All right, see y'all in a little bit. We got a great campsite here, and I figured tonight is the night I would like to cook. The temperature's really good, and it's just really nice, so I figured, hey, let's cook some cowboy stew, and that's what we're gonna cook tonight. First off, the list of ingredients. Normally, I have real potatoes, little bitty small potatoes. I use the golden ones in my cowboy stew, but I don't have any. So for the first time, I'm gonna use whole new potatoes in a can. I mean, it's campfire cooking. Still gonna taste good, right? Diced tomatoes, okay? I like the regular size diced tomatoes. You can use petite. We prefer chunky, it just depends on your preference. 1 can of lima beans, 1 can tomato soup, 1 pound ground beef, beef stock, 1 onion, and a bag of mixed vegetables. You want less vegetables, don't use the whole bag. A little minced garlic, an array of spices. You're gonna need salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of Tony Chachere's, and that's about it. It's pretty basic, straightforward. This is just a good hearty meal. And of course, the secret ingredient, you gotta pour a little bit of beer in it, right? Also, we're gonna throw a couple of sugar cubes in there to sweeten it up just a hair. All right, first thing we're gonna do is brown the ground beef. Elisa's got this really cool, she's really got a knack for finding cool things that are functional for RVing. But look, it's a little collapsible colander, y'all. And you just go, pump, pop it out. Bear with me, we're camp cooking. Taste the meat as you go. That's just right. I don't have to add anything else to the meat. See, the meat's already seasoned. So we're starting out on a good No. That's looking pretty good, y'all. Once it gets to a boil, we'll drop it down to a simmer, ride it out real quick, real simple, real hearty, real satisfying camp food to cook. All right, for the true taste test.
Perfect.
Perfect?
Perfect.
FYI, she tasted it one time and she said, put a little salt in there and a little bit, maybe a splash of Tony's.
And that's perfect
And
now.
that's perfect. Cheers, everybody.
It's gonna be good.
Cowboy soup from the campsite.
And now for the smallest sticker that we're ever gonna put on this map, Rhode Island. So we've had a good time here. We didn't do any sightseeing in Rhode Island. We came to our campsite here in Portsmouth. We did some work, we cooked some food, we relaxed, and now we're gonna put on our little sticker and move on to Massachusetts. So if you're new to our channel, if you're just finding us from this East Coast road trip, make sure you subscribe because there's a lot more to come. Sticker time.
All right, so we are here in Salem, Massachusetts now, and we are at Winter Island Park. There's a lot of boats, and we're surrounded by water, but we're basically in a parking lot.
Yeah.
But we are currently waiting for a taxi, and we are venturing into town to see what we can get into, do a little exploring, see if we can find some witches.
Hey, so we are in Salem, Massachusetts. We talked to the lady when we checked in at the RV park, and she said there are two things that you have to do in Salem. One of them is the Salem trolley, and the other is the Witch Museum. And let me tell you, we've been in line for this trolley for almost an hour. It's really that popular, so it better be good because we finally got our tickets and we should be on the next one up.
Anybody here this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, never filmed inside the building? But because of the charter on this street, all these homes are privately owned. Some of them are.
So Salem is not what I was expecting.
No.
It's very, okay, you know how whenever you go to New Orleans and there's voodoo shops everywhere, and so it's like kind of gimmicky there? It's like that with the witches here. So
Over the top.
kind of over the top. So take the trolley tour because you get the true history of Salem. I am not going to try and repeat all of that because I can't retain that much information in my brain, but it was very informative, very interesting. I picked up a few pieces here and there, but Salem is famous for its witch trials, but there's so much more history than just the witch trials here.
Yeah, like
so,
Hocus Pocus was filmed here.
yeah, Hocus Pocus was filmed here, and we saw Allison's house, and we saw the school that the witches were burned in the kiln.
We'll try to show you that.
Yeah, so we're gonna try and find some of these places while we're walking around, but we are most definitely waiting for this pub to open because we are parched.
You get on the trolley on Essex Street, and that's kind of like the starting street. There's all the tourist traps, all the psychic shops and ghost tours, and the bars and pubs and the restaurants and taverns that's on that strip are packed. That's where all the tourists go. Get off the beaten path, turn the corner, go down a couple blocks, and you can find something like this without any lines, but everybody's just stuck over there in the tourist trap.
Ooh. This is a pumpkin blend cider with cinnamon and sugar on the rim. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I love the cinnamon and sugar on the rim. That's amazing. Wow. You gotta call me Beard.
Oh, I was needing that. I got the Harp Lager, and I've had that several times before. I love lagers, and that's just a solid beer. I love it. So that's gonna be my first one.
Jason's in trouble.
As usual.
What did you do?
I don't know yet. What did I do?
I don't know, but you're in the stockades.
Well,
Or the pillory.
You told me to come in here.
Did they call us the stockade or the pillory?
I don't know.
You're in trouble though.
I'm in trouble.
History lesson for the day. This is the Witch House. It was built in 1642. It had something to do with the witch trials, but I can't exactly tell you what it had to do with the witch trials. But it's called the Witch House. It's one of the few standing buildings that were still around during this time period. So it's cool to see the architecture and things like that of this building. It's not open to the public right now. There are like certain times where you can go in and view it, but today is not one of them. And we just have a bunch of tourists over here taking pictures in front of the Witch House. The Witch House. We are going down the street to go see Allison's house. We're going to see Allison's house. So there's small areas around here that are very old. So the Witch House was from the 1600s. This church is from the 1600s. So there are still buildings standing that are not necessarily original, but close to original to the founding of Salem. And this church is one of them. It's been here since 1629. That is very old for the United States.
First church of Salem.
First church of Salem, founded in 1629. So the history of Salem is very interesting, especially for me. I love history. I loved the trolley tour and finding out everything we found out. But we grew up watching Hocus Pocus with the kids, and this is Allison's house. So it's a highlight for us. So it's technically called the Ropes Mansion. It was built in 1727, but we know and love it as Allison's house from Hocus Pocus. What's cool about taking those trolley tours is you find out things you wouldn't have known. So this house, which is the Ropes house, also known as Allison's house, has this beautiful garden in the back, and it's open to the public and anyone can walk back here, and we would not have known that if we did not do the trolley tour. It's really pretty back here. Well, bummer. The old city burial cemetery is one of the few things I really wanted to see in Salem, and I thought it would be open at dusk because this is the witch city, but the gates are locked, so we can't get in. Bummer. This is one of the oldest cemeteries in the United States, so I was interested just to walk around and look at the headstones, see the old dates and things like that. I just fascinated by that kind of history, but we can't go in. So we learned something interesting today. I've always wondered what the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery is, and we found out. A graveyard is attached to a church, so it's literally the graveyard of the church. A cemetery is a freestanding plot of land where people are buried. There's no church in the vicinity. Didn't know that. Now we do.
Yep.
Do I look creepy with the light on me like this? So the first bench is Bridget Bishop, who was one of the most famous witches. She was hanged on June 10th, 1692 for witchcraft. Again, completely innocent. So there's a bench all the way around here for each person. Bridget Bishop. Yeah, she's the most famous. Bridget Bishop is the most famous. This is her bench. June 1692.
Good morning from Salem.
I tell you what, this is a beautiful sight to wake up to in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lighthouse, we have birds, we have the sun glinting off the water, we have boats in the harbor. It's just beautiful here.
Yep, and we are parked up right over there next to that building. Ellie's resting over there.
Yeah, so it's weird. This was like the one place I was like, well, it's just a parking lot, but it's near Salem, so it'll do the job. It's just one night.
Look at this view, though.
And then we get here and see the view, and we're like, okay, I'll sleep in a parking lot, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, we can deal. It's really pretty.
It's very pretty here, especially.
Nice, cool this morning. Probably 50 degrees, 55 degrees. Really nice.
Feels good. Beautiful morning. Ah, good skip there. So it's time to put the Massachusetts sticker on. I think we've decided we're going to give Salem another chance, but come back not in October. It was just a little too much tourists, a little too much witches for us. So we'll come back some other time and really enjoy the history of Salem and everything it's got to offer without all teenage witches running around. But sticker time. Off to Maine. Let's go.
And we are off to Kennebunkport. Goodbye, Salem. Goodbye, Lighthouse. We'll come back when there's not so many teenage witches running around.
I know. But this has been a beautiful camping spot.
Yeah, yep. But anyway, see you in Maine. Through some text messages and... Oh, he locked up.
Bloopers.
Bloopers.